Work.
Let's see.
Yeah, it works.
We go to cloud. So I think we're good to go. All right. Okay, good one. So basically, we kickstart. First of all, I would like to say a big thank you to all of you for showing up, consistently showing up at our events. We love you. We appreciate the fact that most of you, or all of you, are willing to learn with us together as a team, and then we grow together. That's all I would say for now. You know, the community is full of people who are always willing to show up, and also experts who are always willing to give back to us, usually, you know, for free, without us paying anything for it. And we really appreciate you. So whether you're here the first time or you've been showing up all the time, you know, you get our appreciation. If you've missed our previous events, the tons of events that we had organized before, if you've missed any of our events, please, you know, scan the QR code at the official account session, and then you can follow us. And we have most of these videos out there, and you can watch them. For those of you still in lockdown, we want to say that we're still with you in the spirit. And also, we encourage those of us who are not in lockdowns to reach out to our friends. You know, say hi. Sometimes lockdowns could have a toll on us psychologically. And, you know, if you've not heard from a friend for a long time, please don't forget to reach out to them. And also would like to use the opportunity to thank our volunteers who make these events happen all the time. So since time is money, we move forward. I would like to introduce Oriental Career briefly to those who have not heard of us before. But before I do that, is anyone excited about today's event? If you're excited, just say yay, yes, or something into the chat section. I'll read all of that. Yeah. And so, yeah, Oriental Career is a platform basically that is dedicated to helping emerging talents stand out. And you hear a bit more about that. So basically, it's an education development platform which brings together all the series of services that anyone would ever need to grow their career. We're officially backed by HubSpot, and they've been helping us with marketing structures and putting things in place to make sure that here's our team. We're 3 co-founders, Elliot, Joanna, and myself, and some of our staff. There's some pictures not here, and also some volunteers. You know, so it all started a few years ago, 2015, when we noticed it was critically really difficult to find internship experiences or even early experiences in China. And so we built a business behind it, sold it to some universities, and then it blew out of proportion than we expected. We worked with some of the top universities. You might identify some of them here, and also some great companies which help us kind of prepare our clients for the world of work through internships. So 7 years, we've served over 6,000 clients. We currently have a platform with about 120,000 active users, 800 companies, some great universities in a partnership. So how did Oriental Career come by? 2 years ago, we noticed something really disturbing. You know, we noticed that students from top universities put mad effort into developing their career than students who are from, you know, let's say second-tier universities. Take this in well. Students from top universities put in, I would say, lot or much more effort into developing their career than students who are from lower-tier universities. And this usually culminates into why employment opportunities tend to favor students from top universities. Now, and also in 2020, we noticed that OECD, which is Organization for Economic Cooperation, released statistics, which is really, really interesting. So 70% of young professionals do not get the deserved career support they need to dash into the job market. Now, in 2021, we created a platform just to serve that need. So we help our users with premium services that they might not find elsewhere. So let's say a personalized LinkedIn, let's say, put it that way. So it also comes with a vibrant community. So you remember when anytime you say, oh, I'm going to take this course, and then you end up snoozing and not doing it. But then we bring together that community, which helps you kind of navigate your career pathway. And whatever you're trying to do in life, you should remember someone has done it before. Someone has been through your pathway before. And so you do not have to reinvent the wheel. Someone is willing to help. So our community has loads of coaches and mentors. If you're looking for a career in marketing, someone is already thriving in the world of marketing and willing to help you move forward, instead of you trying to figure it out yourself. So these are some of the tools you can get on the platform. We have coaches and mentors. We have skill development opportunities there. We have courses from top universities. We have a personalized career journey, which you can design for yourself. We have jobs and internships somewhere. The one I really love is the support center. So for example, if you do not have career center in your university or in your community, don't worry at all. All you need to do is hop on our platform, you create a ticket. So tomorrow, let's say you have an interview and you're fidgeting a little bit, you're not too sure what to do, or just go there, create a ticket, and someone comes up to help you. You have a resume, you need help reviewing it. So instead of trying to figure out, is this thing really looking good? All you have to do is jump on our platform, create an account, ask for someone to help you, and one of our experts will show up to help you navigate that path. Okay, good. So when you create an account, this is how your interface looks. You have a very neat interface where you can connect with people, mentors, recruiters, anyone you want to. There are courses and all that. Easy as 1, 2, 3. Open your browser, type in academy.orientalcareer.com in your browser, create an account, and that's it. You have access to all the tools I've talked about without any restriction. And on that note, I would like to say thank you to all our community partners who've been helpful, Founders Lair, PLSD, expert services and all that. These guys make it happen. They make sure that our events get to you. On that note, I would like to introduce our speaker of the day, as well as, what we're going to do. We're facing unique circumstances, and the COVID has kind of like pushed things a bit faster. You would know that for us young people growing up, I don't know if I'm still young, but let me say it that way. Growing up, we know that a job is where you wear a suit and tie and sit in the office, but things are changing pretty quick. And that goes all the way to the bottom line of our finances and what we really want to achieve. So we're bringing an expert today who is going to help us with the fundamentals of financial skills development. Please pick a notebook, make a note, all the points that relate to yourself, take down all those notes. In the future, we're going to get some documents and also the presentation from our presenter and send it to you. So if you've not registered yet, let's know. We would help you put your email address into the system. So when we send these emails, you're going to receive them. He has a course he's giving away for free. And that would also be included in the email we're going to send out. And lots of other goodies coming from us. We have a wealth management course from Deakin University, and we're going to share that course as well with all of you through email. So make sure that you email count as part of it as well. So our speaker for the day, he is an entrepreneur. I've known Shlomo for a while. I've not personally, but I have been following some of his developments. He's had like really great career in terms of professional development as well as entrepreneurship. So far, in the past 15 months, he's been able to handle over 4,000 audience. And today I'm happy to be part of probably 4,001 or 4,002, he's got loads of podcasts and people love to feature him every now and then. He's a digital nomad. He's a financial coach and he's married with 2 daughters and, his location, independent. That's cool. And also, he truly feels that the world is his home. Today, I'll allow him to tell us more about himself, his journey, and how he got here, and also kind of like help us get into, the topic at hand. On that note, with a virtual applause, I'd like us all to welcome our guest speaker for the day, Shlomo Freund, who is going to take us through the course. So I'll share my screen, and then Shlomo can take over from there.
Thank you so much, Anthony, for this. Thank you for the introduction. Wow, so many people. Great having you all. Please, as Anthony said, turn on your cameras. I want to see you all. I want to see if you're so bored of what I'm saying. So if you're yawning, I need to see that, because then I need to change note. So that's really important. So we started before telling where people are from and where they're at right now. So if you can just share a little bit, whoever just joined, where are you from? Where are you now? Turn on your cameras. We'll get the vibe on. Write to me in the chat and I'll share my screen. We're going to talk about finances with all the turbulences happening around the world right now, and how you handle that over the long term. And long term here is a key word for what I'm going to talk about. And you're going to understand that in a few minutes. Let me share my screen. See my screen?
Yep.
Wonderful. Okay, so taking control of your financial future. This is something that many people I work with really strive for. And if they're not thinking about this actively, it's something at the back there of their mind. It's like, I have to do something with my finances. I have to do something with my finances. It's there. It's there. So I'm going to share with you today a strategy or a roadmap of the thinking process, how to approach your finances and how to start. Okay, it's going to be, I actually combined two different talks of mine. So it will be a whole complete one, and for what Anthony and the team wanted. And I hope you're gonna like it. Thank you so much for sharing, Saeed and Mario and Alexandra. I'm looking here at the chat. By the way, feel free to go ahead and ask questions at the chat. I'm looking from time to time, and I'm happy to answer those. So let's start. So a little bit about myself. Anthony said some of that. So yeah, spoiler there. So yeah, I'm married plus 2. I'm a 17-year entrepreneur. I'm a financial coach. I do this through one-on-one coaching. I do this with online workshops. And I also do this now launching an online course. So all of that is to help people to align their lifestyle goals with their finances. That's my agenda. That's what I want to teach people. I built a company in China, as you see that. All of you are in China right now, so you're feeling more connected to that when I'm giving these kind of talks and talking about China. It's kind of, where's that come from? So for you, it's quite kind of regular. All of you are in China. I reach many people speaking, public speaking through events, through podcasts. Was a guest in many podcasts, and I had my own podcast. If anyone was following on China Business Cast, that's a podcast that I had a few years ago and was a host for 3.5 years. But all these, as much as they're important as professional goals, are not as important as what you're going to see now. By the way, the way that I work is I help remote workers organize their finances to reach financial freedom faster. And for each person, financial freedom looks in a different way. And I'll explain that on the following slides. So I spoke about all these professional things. Some of them I intended to happen. Some of them I did not intend to happen. And as we choose our path of life, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. And let's say the company in China's example, I did not mean to build, it just happened. I mean, I'm happy that I built it. On the other hand, other things that I've intended did not work that much. Oh, and you also see a book that I was part of, which won a world record. This one is the Growth Hacking book #2. And this one has the most writers from the most countries in the world. I think it's 20 or 22. Anyway, what's the really important things in life? These are the important things in life. The things that are our dreams, the things that we really want for ourselves. These are things that I want for myself personally. I want to do a long trip, bicycle trip with my family. I need about 2.5 years for that. I hope I'm going to do that. We are a location independent family. So really, I feel that for myself and for my family can really get along anywhere around the world. And this is something that I want to do more of. I really, really like traveling. I'm reading the chat while I'm speaking, so I won't miss anything. Thank you so much, whoever wrote. Thank you so much. I've been to many countries. The world record holder I just told you about, and I also want to speak at TED. So if you know of a TED event, we're looking for speakers, please let me know. These are all personal things of mine. And these are the things that you should also think of in the context of your finances. So what are you dealing with? You came here, you saw the title of my talk, and Anthony and the team published that, and then you thought, oh, that sounds interesting, let me join. So tell me in the chat, what are things that are bothering you, you're thinking about, basically why you joined? So tell me in the chat. We got Anton from Ukraine. Big support to you, Anton. Okay, add in the chat. Meanwhile, I'm going to check the chat, and Matan wants to know how to become rich. So at the end of this talk, you're all going to have piles of money falling from the sky on your head. Careful. That's what's going to happen. Hubert says financial freedom. Ella is saying in debt with no prospects to make a living. Okay. Turn on your cameras. I'd love to see you all. I'm now looking. Thank you so much. If you already did. There are so many people here. I wish you could say all your names. Marina is saying, wait. Ooh, so many. Hold on. Ricardo, develop good financial habits. Marina, there is always something new to learn. This is why I came. I have no investment nor retirement fund, and I'm 56 years old. Okay, that's Don Bozeman. I hope I pronounce your name right. Oh, it's Don. By the way, my daughter's name is in Hebrew is Don. Her name is Shachar. So good name. Miss Adelina says she just secured a job recently and don't want to be in debts, so live a better life. Joe Yu says managing current finances, financial growth, financial freedom, thinking efficiently, managing my money. That's Eric. Mario, financially free. Okay, lots of people talking about financial freedom, financial knowledge. Get ready for retirement in like 20 years. Okay, Alexandra, we'll get you ready. Okay, thank you so much for sharing. Let's do that. So people talking about financial freedom, usually financial stress or thinking about finances can also cause these things at work, and I'm going to share it now. So it can cause stress, it can cause guilt. Why are we, if we're working, we're thinking about our finances, oh, we're not working well enough, or and we are at work, we're thinking about all this money issues, which in turn gets to a lower performance. And the problem is that you don't have clarity with your finances. Where are you heading with all this? And a lot of the things that you mentioned here are related to that. And Sab says managing finances for the future. So I'm going to give you a holistic way of looking at that. And that's a strategy I'm looking for. I'm going to talk about. Basically, you want to know when you are clear about your future finances, you can have more focus on your career. The ultimate goal, of course, is to stay happy. And these are the things that I told you about, your dreams in life and the personal things that you want to share for yourself. Professional life are very, very important, but it's all to support your personal lives. So I believe that by what I'm going to present to you today, you'll be a happier and a more balanced person with good finances. So let's dive in. So here's the roadmap that I developed. This is what I've been talking about for since opening Free Financial Self, my business for financial coaching, and what I teach and how I work with my client. It's a 4-step roadmap to develop a strategy to financial freedom. And when we talk about this holy grail of financial freedom, each person has their own thing in mind. Some would say, maybe some of you, I want to stay in China all my life and live there. Some say, I wanted to retire and be in Thailand for the rest of my life on the beach. Some would say, I really want to buy an apartment at the heart of Manhattan, or maybe the heart of Shanghai, and that costs a lot of money. So I need to get ready for that. Financial freedom is really different from one person to another, and this is key here. So in order to reach that financial freedom, you need to go through these 4 steps that I'm showing you. The first one is design your desired lifestyle. And these are the examples I just mentioned. So these would be, what are the things that you want for yourself long-term in life? What are they? Where would that be? How long you're going to stay in one place? How much that cost? Do you have a family? You don't have a family? Do you want to buy and support your kids with apartments or with their college degrees? Do you want to get married? All those questions are things that are related to your desired lifestyle that you need to think about. Okay, because these afterwards are influencing your finances. Then the next step is upgrading your financial knowledge. And I'm not talking about having a degree in economics. You don't need that, because with 20% of the knowledge, you can get 80% of the results. You can really get a lot with key few simple terms that you understand how they work. And I'm talking about things like calculating your net worth, calculating your cash flow and optimizing it. Compound interest is a big thing. Once you get how that works, that's amazing. I'm telling people about that and they're like, wow, okay, now this is what we need to work on. So all these things are not rocket science, but you do need to know how to calculate this and track them. I personally track my net worth every month. You can see this on my blog and social media channels, where I show how much my net worth has gone up or down and then analyze what happened. Okay, this helps me to see things are on track. Did I do good this month or the last 4 months or the last 6 months? And then eliminate or change things accordingly. So this is financial knowledge. Then what you want to do, it's more related to what I just said, is control your numbers. You want to track everything. You want to optimize your cash flow. You want to know what's your net worth. Net worth is not something that is always positive. Sometimes it goes down, like markets are going down right now. So if you have lots of, if you're heavily invested in stock market, you probably, your net worth is probably going down. The thing is, what is the long-term trajectory? Do you see a positive trajectory going down, or you see this going up, or you see this going down, down, down? Some people will have negative net worth. That can also happen. So maybe your goal is to first get to zero. Someone said here that they're in debt. So yeah, then question is if you have other assets. And the other thing, the next thing is create a plan. And the plan consists of of execution. It consists of all the previous steps that I mentioned here. So with your desired lifestyle, upgraded financial knowledge, controlling your numbers, you create a plan of execution to reach financial freedom, whatever that looks for you personally. How is net worth calculated? So this is beyond the scope of this talk, but I'm going to say that it's a matter of adding in all your assets and subtracting all your debts, and that will be your net worth. That's the number that you need, that is your net worth. I have actually a tool. I didn't intend to share it here, so you can reach out to me afterwards. You can go to my website, freefinancialself.com, and get it to calculate your net worth. You can just download it there or reach out to me afterwards. I'm happy to share that. let's look at it a different way, kind of explaining this roadmap. So look at this way. You got point A. This is where you're at right now. Okay, you are here. The point B is where you want to get to. That is your vision. Okay, when we spoke about design your future lifestyle, you're creating a vision for yourself, where you want to be. It's very easy to go and live in the ongoing inertia of life of finding work, working, saving money, and all that. But when you have that vision, it's much easier to know, this is where I want to get. This is what's important for me. You know, maybe one day you'll discover that you can actually stop working because you've reached your vision. This is what you want for yourself in life. And that's interesting because I have clients talking about what they want for themselves. Eventually, these are pretty simple things that's very often does not cost money or does not cost a lot of money. So it's kind of maybe you can get to a point where you have enough, and that's totally fine. Frankly, is saying that this is important for me to set up a vision. Wonderful. So I have the tool afterwards that will help you to develop a vision, and I'm going to explain afterwards after my talk. You're going to get the link for that. So after we developed our vision, we got this knowledge. In order to move forward, you need that knowledge. And if to be more explicit, financial knowledge, just like I told you before on that roadmap I showed. And you need knowledge to make that progress. The progress that you see is that blue arrows that you see there at the bottom. That's your progress. And every month you're measuring the progress. You either move forward to a new position on that line towards your vision, towards your point B, or maybe you also move backwards. And that's okay too. Okay, this example is moving forward. But as I said, sometimes your net worth, I'm actually heading with my slides, but what you are seeing here as the blue arrows is your cash flow. Okay, that's related to control your numbers. So that's a progress, that's a cash flow. It's the size of this blue bar. Small blue bar, meaning that you have small free cash flow every month. Large blue bar means that you have large amount of free cash flow every month. Sometimes the arrow is going the other direction, you're moving backwards. And this is when probably not necessarily your net worth will shrink. That can happen as well. Anyway, this is how you measure it all. Then the next thing, the place that you're at on that line is you are here. This is your net worth. It's part of controlling your numbers and tracking it. Okay, we're tracking the net worth and we understand where we are on that line towards point B, towards our vision. Okay, and every month this changes. It's hopefully you're getting closer and you're not going back, right? I do this every month. And all this together is your plan of execution. Okay, that's the fourth step that I told you about. Let me see how I am with the time. We're okay. Anthony, can you tell me again till when we have? Sorry, I lost a little track.
Yeah, we could go till 8:15 or 8:20.
Okay, and now
so we have
7:30.
Yeah, a little about 15 minutes.
Okay, we'll leave time for questions and maybe talking with people and answering questions afterwards. Okay, I'm about halfway now. Okay, so I told you about this plan of yours. Now, anyone here would like maybe to say something about their vision? And I either in chat, but I do prefer maybe have somebody volunteer and tell me about this. What are your vision? I asked this because I found that people have hard time visioning this. People have hard time thinking beyond what they do right now. I have people telling me, yes, I want to buy a house. I want to, I don't know, get a new job, kind of regular things. And then I tell them, and what about the things that you really want for yourself in life? Travel around the world. I had a client saying he wants a yacht. Okay, so this is where the things that you need to think about. Somebody raised their hand. Do you want to talk and say what's your vision?
Hey, my vision is to save enough money that enables me to migrate to America to achieve my American dream.
What's your American dream? I want to take you further to what you said, because vision is very, very long term.
Maybe marry a beautiful girl and buying a house in Manhattan.
That's what you want for yourself? You really want a house for yourself in America? That's your dream?
Yeah, and
okay.
Maybe being being a millionaire as well.
Being a millionaire, is that important?
Yeah.
Okay, millionaire is important. Okay. Madi is saying invest in stock market and travel the world. Okay. Madi, you'll be surprised.
Hello.
You'll be surprised that sometimes traveling is cheaper than staying in one place. That can happen.
Hello.
Yes, who's speaking?
I am Moshood.
Yes, Moshood.
Okay. So you talked about vision or goals. So my vision in my life to help mankind. My goal to provide like foods and healthcare who like do not get this, and I will work for this.
Okay, wow, that's amazing. So what are you, can you make this vision more clear? You kind of talked about a goal, but what exactly that is? What money, how much money you need for that? When you want that? Things like that. Think about those.
Yes, I have already like made a plan. Just I would like to share with you, like in the world there are millions of people who do not get education, food, and we need to work for those underprivileged people.
Yep.
As I am living in Bangladesh, so here also lots of people who do not get education, healthcare, foods, and I am trying my best to cooperate with them. So that's why like I am doing my business and I am like forwarding step by step, and rest of the things depend on our creator. Let's see what's happened.
Got you. Dabo, you already wrote what you wanted. I was about to get to you. So if you want to turn on your microphone and speak, go ahead.
Hello.
Yes, Dabos. Yeah.
Hello.
You.
Go ahead.
Can you hear me? Oh yeah, thank you for having me, and I'm enjoying your presentation. It's a wonderful presentation. Thank you very much for organizing this. I'm listening all the way from Africa. I was in China, but I'm in Africa, back in my country now, and I'm listening from you at home.
Okay.
So my own dream is very simple. I just want to create my own brand of phones, you know, and have my own factory just to compete around, you know, like Apples and Huawei and stuff like that. Something from Africa, you know, and I just want to have a healthy life, you know, because health is very important, even when I'm old, and I want to die healthy. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Think for yourself if the phones are the ultimate dream of yours, or this is the means to get the money to live well. These are two separate things. This is what you need to think about in a vision. Said is saying that he wants to buy an island. Oh, go ahead. Sorry. Go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, actually, for me now, I don't have a problem with money. I'm comfortable with my life right now. I don't have problem.
Okay.
But I just want to do something in life. Even when I die, people will still remember me, just like Steve Jobs.
That's really important. I was at a podcast about about 3 or 4 years ago, talking about our legacy. What do we want to leave after we're gone? So yes, that's really important to think about. That can also go on your vision, of course. Okay, let's read some of the other things that people said. Said says he want to buy an island and live there permanently. Mario, to be the next trillionaire that is health in the tech and help the human race. Okay, that's probably Elon Musk vision. Miss Adelina, my vision is to teach around the world and be able to support my daughter and achieve her dreams. Wow. And Hubert wants to be a tycoon and attract a lot of slots. Okay. Okay, everybody with their own vision, everyone with their own vision. Anthony's like, oh no. Okay. One remark for all the people who wanted to be billionaire, trillionaires and all that. So to live a good, happy, balanced life, this is not necessarily what you would want for yourself. I'm not criticizing this, but I encourage you to really look at what being a trillionaire or a billionaire or a millionaire means to you. If this is a comfortable, balanced, healthy life, probably your answer to this is not being a millionaire. It's probably doing it in a different way. And this is what I'm showing you here at this roadmap. Okay, so we spoke about the roadmap. We spoke about desire your future life, your desired lifestyle. We talk about upgrading your financial knowledge. We talk about control your numbers. We talk about plan of execution to reach the island or whatever. Build a phone factory. Now let's look at it a little different way. Do you see that? If you look at it a different way, you got design your desired lifestyle is your vision. Then the knowledge that I mentioned at the diagram here, the knowledge down here. Then progress that you make, controlling your numbers, is this one. And then eventually everything together is your plan right here to reach your financial freedom. Now I spoke about the vision and I spoke about finances, but you know what? There are difficulties in this, what I'm presenting, because if not, all of us will have islands and all of us would be on the beach right now. Maybe doing nothing, maybe, I don't know. Let me try to change the angle with the sun. Yeah, that's a little better. Okay, let me read some of the chats here. So Msani is saying, I want to be an expert in robotics so that I can teach and use it to solve some Africans' challenges. Therefore, I will have to go to the US to get trained. Okay, that's a good vision. Mario is saying, but there is a problem with money. The more money a person have, the more problems them cure. So what could be solution for this? This is exactly what I show you. So you have your vision, and the vision is not necessarily about being rich, but about having the real lifestyle that you want for yourself, and then build toward it financially. And it doesn't have to be, it's not about being rich, not at all. Vision is to create 11 companies and advocate for the clean environment. Okay. So what are the difficulties of the strategy I just showed you? Let me move a little bit here. Okay. First of all, it's not urgent. People also don't they don't like to deal with their money. It's always, I'll do it tomorrow. I'll do it tomorrow. I'll do it tomorrow. It's never urgent until it hurts too much, and then fixing it costs you a lot of money. Okay, if you are at an most of us are pretty young here, as I understand. So the younger you are, the more chances you have for having better finances. And this is only due to the fact that if you're taking compound interest, and if you look at compound interest calculators online, you'll see what that means. Small amounts can grow to enormous amounts over time, but you need to be consistent and you need to give it time. And time doesn't mean 1 year, 5 years. I'm talking about 20, 25 years. The earlier you do that, the more money you'll have, because you let the money compound and work for you more and more and more. So this is one difficulty. Another difficulty is that time is critical. This is exactly what I mentioned now. Okay, it only works if you give it time. If you say, oh, I want to be rich, so I'm going to invest in the stock market for 1 year, that's very risky. That is something you should not do. And the more that your vision is longer term and you can prepare yourself to that, the better for you. I have clients that part of their vision is buying a house next year and buying a new car and have a trip and all that in the next 2-3 years. And I tell them, you know, the more that you push these dreams and start planning for them financially and start putting that money in different investment assets to match your goals, the better for you, the less you need to work. Okay, the less you need to work towards your goal. So think every time about your finances as something long-term. Think about your dreams, your long-term dreams. It doesn't mean that you should not have short-term, but then it makes more difficulty to bridge that if you don't have that money. The further, then you can rely more on investments and you can rely more on compound interest. Okay, another difficulty. We have a learning curve. It's not that you'll have, it's not that you can just do this and everything will work. It takes time and effort to go and work through this strategy. It's really, really important. But as I said, 20% of the knowledge gets you 80% of the results. But yes, you have to work. You have to think about your vision. You have to upgrade your financial knowledge. You have to control your numbers and create a plan. This plan is what I'm creating for people. This is how they know what they need to do at the next 20, 30 years every month to reach their life goals. It's not only financial goals. Again, it's not about money, not only about money. It's also about your well-being and being a balanced, happy person. Let's see if I have more questions. Miss Rose, thank you. Thank you for the good words. Thank you. Let's see if we have any more things. Any one of you have these difficulties? Would love if you can share in the chat. What difficulties do you have? So Khal or Charlie is saying, please may you spend some time to talk about how to build finances for those of us who want that. Don feeling very disappointed here. I'm sorry, Don. It's not that you can't do anything if you're older and you have no savings, but you do need to mitigate and think about what your options are. There is no magic silver bullet that saves us from ourselves. It still requires work, but once you are committed and you are consistent, you will reach those goals, or you see how you bridge between your finances and the desired lifestyle that you want for yourself. Madi says, students and no income. Okay, it's very general, but first of all, work about your vision, then see how much money you need for each one of the things that you want for yourselves. And from that, break back and see in what things you can invest, need to invest, or need to save to reach those goals. So as example, if you have a goal in 15 years and you need $100,000 for that, as example. So you need to save and invest X amount of money at an X amount of, at the Y amount of return. Okay, let's say it's 5%, 10%, 15%. But by calculating this according to your goal, you know exactly what you need to do now. Because if you're not going to save and invest and get that return over the next 15 years, you're not going to get to that goal. Very simple. And you can see that today once you build your vision. Okay. Don says he has savings. Okay, so maybe you need to invest that savings. Maybe this is something that you need to learn and move to the next step. And I'm not saying risking everything, but maybe some of that can help you. Charlie's asking about how to build finances. So I explained here briefly. It's the process that I showed you here is not something that you do in a meeting or in an hour. Okay, I'm going to give at the end of this talk, I'm going to give a resource where you can do this process by yourself. Okay, some of that process by yourself. And afterwards, I'm also going to show, I have a heavily discounted online course which goes through all that and explain everything. And I'm going to give a link specifically for people here in this talk afterwards. So you can go through everything and learn it by yourself. And of course, ask me questions. Let's see what else we have. Nan, can you please explain what you mean by relative cost of living? And Joyeus is saying how to deal with the learning curve. Tell us more about the efforts and strategies needed to get to the end result. Yes, who's talking?
Yes, hi. Relative cost of living, what I mean by if you make the money in dollars, but you could spend it in Asia or like in Thailand.
Yeah.
So it could be a very average income in the US, but it's a lot of money like in Thailand.
Yes. You're talking about it's being called in the digital nomads jargon. It's called geo arbitrage. So they can definitely use that if you are have a high paying job. To be honest, I have a whole talk about that, how to turn your passion into an income stream. Maybe you can talk with Anthony later and maybe arrange that. But there are so many opportunities out there to make money and work remotely, either for companies or for yourself or any combination along with investments these days. You just need to open your eyes and start working towards that. It's a whole different talk. I don't have time to do that, to go through this. Anthony, maybe you can talk about this later. Okay, so Nan is here. I answered that. Okay, let me finish and then I'm going to go back to all the questions, okay? Because I want to finish first and then we'll do that. And then we'll have plenty of time to answer questions. So we talk about the learning curve and we're talking about another not the difficulties. Okay, now what we should do. So I mentioned all those difficulties. So first of all, build your vision. Write down on a page all your financial goals. What are your big expenses in the future? Think about those. Then think about how you are reaching those and how much you need to save and invest every month to get to those to get to those goals. And the resources that I'll show you, that I'll give you afterwards, will help you build your vision. I have one called what should I invest in? Again, explain about this roadmap and building the vision. So you can use that resource. Okay, this is one thing. Second thing, improve your financial knowledge. And this is the specifics I mentioned. So important concepts. One, total value. That's your net worth. What's your cash flow every month? Positive, negative. If it's negative, make sure that it's not negative. What can you do about it? Is it okay for you to take loans? How much they cost? The interest rate these days in many countries is going up. That is a riskier environment right now. Should you do this or not? And learn about compound interest. Really, really important concept. Instead of staying on the hamster wheel throughout your life, getting a paycheck, take all that money out to expenses. You'd let money work for you in different assets, stocks, real estate. I invest in websites. I buy and flip websites, bonds, crypto. If you want, it depends on your goals and depends on your level, the level of risk. It's really personal. The roadmap that I showed you is personal. So you can't give one advice to a person saying, oh, this is what you need to do, because it's impossible. We're all individuals, different amount of money, different amount of risk aversion. It's really, really individual. Okay, control your numbers. This is something you need to do. Calculate your net worth and cash flow every month, or the minimum every 3 months. Know where you are. Are you positive? Are you negative? Is your trajectory is up or is it down? You need to know. Don't wing it. And the last thing is creating an action plan to reach your goals. Make a list of the steps that you need to prepare for all the expenses that you have coming up at the next, and I'm not saying 5 years or next year, I'm saying 20 years, 30 years. Put this in the plan to be prepared. You'll feel so much more balance and understanding what you need to do in life to move forward. But here's the most important advice, is start working on these things now, not next week, not next month, especially not when I'll have the time. You'll never have the time. Believe me, you'll never have the time to deal with it. So take the resources that I'm going to show you now and start working on this. So first of all, few resources. So one is what should I invest in? This goes through all the roadmap that I just showed you and developing your vision. The next one is also a free resource saying called Being a Digital Nomad and Feeling Financially Stable. Okay, how do you stabilize and do everything? It's not necessarily only about being digital nomad, and I know that some of the people here are not, and that's still okay. You can still use that. So I'm copying the link here so you have it. And Anthony said that they'll send it later on the on an email to you. But if you want, because you're afraid you're not going to get the email, click the link here in the chat right now, because after we're finishing the call, then this is you can get that link. And one more thing, I have an online course. It's now for 48 hours. Whoever participated here, and there is a special coupon, how to achieve the perfect life finance balance for remote workers. This goes again throughout the whole roadmap that I mentioned, and it's much more hands-on. So how do you calculate net worth? What is the compound interest? How do you calculate cash flow? Along with Excel and everything, Excel file and everything that, it's not Excel, it's Google Sheets that you can use to reach your life goals. And this is the link here. So click the link here. Click the link here and you can get that as well. And Anthony will also send that afterwards in the email. And that's pretty much it. If you have any questions, I'm going to go through the chat. So I make sure I didn't miss anyone. That's first. But if you want afterwards to ask me questions, you can get me on my website, freefinancialself.com. Here's my email, Instagram, Free Financial Self, Twitter, Freund Shlomo. LinkedIn is my name, Facebook is my name, and that's the link to the free resource I gave you right there. Anthony, are you ready to answer questions? Shall I go through the chat and open it?
Yeah, so we could go through the chat. Those who have questions I want to ask in person, you just also raise your hands, and then we invite you to ask the questions, and then Shlomo will take time to deal with that.
Okay, wow, you got a lot going on in the chat. Hold on, guys. Franklin is saying, find the perfect boss and company which can support the vision. My vision is difficult in my side. Franklin, we are very fortunate these days, and I'm going to say it, I'm going to be a little blunt, for having COVID here, because the world has changed because of that. Companies now understand that employees' well-being is so important. My wife is working for a company. They're all remote. They started, she already has been working for them for 5 years. They're all about good well-being for their employees, meaning they want you to be happy, work from wherever you want, have your own flexible times and hours. We personally homeschool our kids. So half a day, both of us are busy with homeschooling and half the day we're working, okay? But it's all blends into good, balanced life. And there are more and more companies like that. Search for remote first companies. Many of them has these kind of policies.
Okay, thank you.
Welcome. Okay, Hubert is saying the money is depreciating all the time. How to counter the inflation? That's a good question. Now, nobody was worried about inflation 6 months ago, right? So first of all, inflation is probably not forever. That's one thing. When you're looking at things long term, yes, you might lose some money on the inflation this year, but when you're planning things for 15, 20, 25 years ahead, I can't say that for sure you'll be fine, because nobody has a crystal ball to know the future. But according to what happens with money and investments and finances, you can mitigate a lot of that inflation over time. June is saying, I'm learning about insurance. In order to become a professional insurance broker in Manulife Sinocham. Okay. Let me know if there is any question there. Hubert is saying Hubert is saying, especially during the current turbulence time, he's talking about the inflation. Should we put real estate price on the account in terms of total net worth valuation? That's a wonderful question. So it depends how you count it. What you need to do with real estate is that on your evaluation of how much it is worth right now, and of course, I guess you won't go to a real estate agent every month to check how much your house worth, but maybe a bulk number, and you need to subtract the mortgage on that house. This is the net worth from that apartment or that real estate property. That's how you calculate that. How can I get in touch with you through WeChat? My WeChat handle. There's so much, so long. I think it's Shlomo F, but I'm not sure, to be honest. Anthony, can you put that on your group somehow? I'm sorry,
Yeah,
I don't
and
remember.
pull that out.
Okay, let's keep looking at the questions. Nan. Oh, Nan. Okay, you said that you're going to help with that. How much is for the online course? So there are two options. One, after the 50% discount, is at, if I remember correctly, $24.50 one time. The other one, which is also includes 1 month of my financial coaching group. I have a monthly financial coaching group where we meet, and the goal is to increase your net worth by 1% every month. So we go around, we see how people are doing, and we give advice. I also teach their things, so you can go into that group as well. Just click that link where the online course is, and you have two options, and you can choose either of them, either without the monthly financial coaching group or with it. And now it's on 50%, as I said, with the coupon. Mario has a question. Mario, did you ask your question? Sorry.
Yeah, I want to ask directly.
Yeah.
You can hear me, right?
Yes.
Yes, you spoke about having a vision, and which is very correct. A person like me, I have one, but there's a challenge here. I think when you are still young, or maybe up to now, just because you are now well versed with the situation and you have found the way out of to be financially free. A person has a vision, but at times, because there are some responsibilities that he or she must handle. If the money comes maybe from work, he or she has to pay the school fees, food, rent, and at the end there's no money left for saving. So what could be the best solution to handle that? Yes, you have the vision, but there are some responsibilities that are taking all the money that you have got.
Mm-hmm. I understand. So it is definitely not simple. I hear you on this, and many people are in this situation. Maybe what you need to do is look for more on maybe extra work, or maybe a side business that you open. Maybe you've heard the term side hustle, or anything of that you can do extra to make more money, and then let that money saved and being invested to start working for you. I cannot answer you, very long, because I don't know your situation. As I said, this whole roadmap is something individual and takes time to do. This is this roadmap or vision that I'm talking with clients take 5 or 6 meetings just to get there and put everything together. But all I can say is think about your vision, then make the necessary changes in life. Some of them you might not like. Some of them might be a change of where you are right now living, change your cost of living, make an extra income somehow from another job or something online, sell something online. I operate, as example, content websites. These are semi-passive income, so you can buy one of those maybe, and then operate that and make extra income. I have a whole workshop about that. It's beyond the scope of this one. But these are just a few examples of the things that you can do. If you have anything specific to ask, then you can approach. Okay, let's see again in the chat. Matan, thank you for writing my WeChat handle. Anton just left. The online course with the coaching group is also the same price. You can look at the link. It's all over there. It's maybe slightly more. I currently don't remember. Okay, I think it's 38 instead of 34, instead of 24. I don't remember. Anyway, it's 50% for the next 48 hours. 50% off.
Right. So
yeah, who asks?
let's see. So basically, I think that with the courses Shlomo has, there are two options, right? There is the very low level entry into the pathway, and then there is also like another course which kind of gives access to coaches and mentors, and we'll email all that. We're trying to pull together resources and build a course on how to convert your passion into a side hustle or a profitable business. We'll be working with Shlomo and some of the other experts in the industry for it to work. So you could take those courses just to build the foundations, and we would bring, because that will require lots of things, like you need to know how to do business, you need to understand marketing, few other things in order to pull through. So whilst we design it, we might probably also like to gauge interest. So we will be putting a link inside. If you're interested, just fill it out. Let's know. If we have a good amount of participants, we can build it up. But then, yes. And with all the details that you need to have. So that will not be a problem. If you have any questions, we're always here to help you answer them. Okay?
Sounds good. Thank you, Anthony. I'm
Perfect.
keeping with the question here and on the chat. Okay, we still have time. Yeah, 10 more minutes.
Yeah.
So Miss Adelina is saying, I'm experiencing this situation. The more I get money, the more expenses I increase. Can't seem to escape that. You need to think about your vision, and you need to see, once you do that, you'll see that if you choose to have more expenses and waste your money now, this is what you're paying in your vision and the things that are really important for you in life. Okay, if you think further on these and you say, okay, if I'm spending, I'm just giving an example, 2,000 yuan a month now on restaurants, but then you see that for a long-term goal, you need that 2,000 yuan for whatever goal which is really important for you and your vision, then you need to make a decision. What's more important for you? But then you're coming from a clear perspective. I know that I either have spending money on restaurant right now or having this long-term goal. And it's okay if you choose the restaurant, but think about the long-term goal and see if that's more important for you. Make a decision. Make a decision right now and commit to this. That's really important. So work on your vision, then you'll see how much in goals these expenses cost you. It's very good that your income increases. Try to save and invest more of that. Don't just let it sit at the bank. Eric, thank you for the good words. Is it possible to start a company with zero money? You definitely can build websites and start getting traction with zero money. It requires work. Franklin is asking, I have more question. Could you show us what are... Yes, let me just finish this question and also tell me your name.
This is Dabo again.
Okay, Dabo, I want to read one more question and then I'm going to be with you. Franklin is asking, I have one more question. Could you show us what are the common mistakes people often make during set up their vision? The most common mistake is not thinking long-term. It's like they're saying, oh, I need a job. Okay. Or they say, I want to buy a house. That's not a vision. This is part of your vision. Think about long-term, what you really want for yourself, what kind of person you want to be. What does that mean? What kind of courses you need to take for this? What kind of job do you want? How do you want to live? What's the lifestyle that you want for yourself? That's really important. So don't stay at the limited part of, I need a new job. And then what? Okay, I want to buy a house. And then what? It doesn't end there. Yes, Dabo.
Yeah, I just have a simple question, like somebody with a little finance and want to invest, who doesn't have enough experience about financing and investing. So what are those areas you can recommend for new investors to invest your money without fear of losing money? It's very difficult for new investors, so especially if you don't have knowledge about what.
So there are simple things that you can do.
So what? Yeah,
So there are things that you can do. I have a talk called How to Take the Plunge and Start Investing. It's a lot about mitigating fear of investments. And there are a few ways to do that. One of them is investing in things that have lots of statistical data and are pretty good to start with, and you can do them by yourself. As example, investing in US stock market indexes long-term. And when I'm saying long-term, I'm talking about 10, 15, 20 years. there are statistics for the past 100 and something years on this, and on average, you're making between 7 to 10% a year, depends how you count, and that is consistent. It doesn't mean there won't be dips, but it means that on average, if you're going for long term, this is what you'll make. And this is something which is well known. Just buying ETFs on the US stock exchange, that is an easy thing. I don't want you to treat this as an financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor, I'm a coach, but this is something common that you can start, which is fairly easy, just as an example. Okay, what do we have? None. What is the structure of the program for 50% off? This is group coaching. The group coaching, there is it's a monthly fee if you want to join, but you get a month free from buying the online course. There are two options there. Anthony will send the information. Said said if can student also join the course? Yes. Miss Adelina, thank you so much. Thank you very much. Franklin, thank you very much. Anastasia, thank you for the presentation. Okay, anyone else want to ask questions? We still have time. Either chat or live. Just say your name. Just say your name at the beginning.
Someone wants to talk? Okay, this is Anthony, actually. So,
sorry.
No worries. So I just wanted to ask, most people are concerned about the confidence of taking on these things, these major decisions all by themselves.
Yeah.
In your opinion, how do we deal with these confidence issues? And what are some of the simple skills that we might need to get started with? I know some of them might be in the course, but probably you could just hint on them. Okay, you need to understand this, how these things work, how these things work.
Mm-hmm. Sorry, I didn't get the question exactly.
Okay, so the question is, how do we deal with the confidence? How do we gain that confidence? I mean, we have to acquire knowledge, right?
Yeah.
But then, in what direction do we go? What kind of skills should we pursue in search of, that kind of confidence?
So once you know the returns that you need for the different visions or different things that you want for yourself in life, there are like the example I gave about the US stock market. So you invest in familiar things, okay? Things that have long-term statistics, things that are more secure versus this example these days, NFTs or Bitcoin, okay? Maybe, there's a lot of hype, but this is also highly risky, okay? You got to know that. So maybe this is not something for starters, okay? The other thing is starting small. You can start very small with investing these days in the stock market or many other things because of the wealth of services and things that we have right now. You can start investing with a few dollars, basically. So it's a matter of starting small and getting that ongoing confidence and grow it slowly until you're not a major investor, but you have the confidence to do things by yourself. And also the last thing is being know that even if you fail when you are investing or when you're doing all these things, this is all part of learning. You're always getting better, no matter if you lost or you won. You still got better in what you did. As example, for me, with investing in websites. So I bought my first website in a certain marketplace. Now I understand that I overpaid for that one, but now I know that, and I know exactly what to ask, what to do. I already did my next purchase. The next thing that I'm doing will be much, much better. So you always need to think, I just got better. I'm now, the next one will be even better for my finances. It's this is exactly the talk I mentioned about the how to take the plunge and jump and start investing. Maybe we can talk about this and maybe bring it also here if people are interested. There is one more question that I got privately, so I'm going to just let me have a look. Okay, somebody's saying he's working and her husband is not working and she's enrolled in an MBA, which is expensive, but she still wants to do her degree. And she always wanted to learn about financial literacy to achieve financial freedom, but it looks like it will take time. Okay, I'm not going to say your name, of course. It will take time, but I don't want you to be disappointed and saying, okay, I now need to do an economics degree to do that. Okay. There's a wealth of information out there to start saving and investments and personalized finance and different things out there. Start small, start learning and get better and better every time. Okay. It's not, you can start with simple principles and then grow from there. And I really think that you can do that. Again, it's not to despair you with the talk I just gave. It's about starting taking action and moving forward. We've got a question from somebody raised their hand. Miss Rose Shiweva, sorry.
Yeah, thank you so much for today's discussion. I just wanted to ask, you mentioned something at the beginning that you did a podcast like 3 years, for 3 years. I would like to know your experience and why did you stop doing that? Yeah, because I'm like in podcasting and creating content and I'm trying to like leverage on that and create a business around it.
Sure.
But I would like to know your experience and yeah, thank you so much.
Sure. So my decision was pretty personal. I left China and that was China Business Cast. I had then become less interested in that topic basically. And it was time to move on and then give it to people who are passionate about this. There was, I don't know, I remember 5,000 or 10,000 people a month listening to this podcast. So it was really a good opportunity to give it to someone else to do much better with it. And that's okay. So that's basically it.
All right, thank you.
Welcome.
If you don't mind me adding on.
Please just your name.
Beatrice.
Yes, Beatrice.
So out of personal experience, I think the last two people who asked about getting investment or where to start when it comes to investing were Africans, from what I could tell. But I think generally it applies to most people. I have tried investing in stocks or the US stock market, and it's a bit hard if you're not a US citizen because of the entry cap. So I would recommend that you check your local country's stock exchange. There's a lot of very stable stocks on those, and they basically pay annually. So you know you would have an annual income, and you can easily put in money from a very, very small amount. It's very doable for most people. And it's something that you are guaranteed that it's there. And the best part about when you're investing in those stocks is if you need the money, should something come up, you can always sell it and you can get your money back from what you invested, just depending on how the market is looking at the time, of course. It might not be exactly what you put in, but it's a stable investment. So just look into your local stock markets. Most countries, if you just watch the news, you always see it scrolling at the bottom of the screen, how much what company is going for. So it's something very stable.
Okay, Beatrice, thank you so much. I, of course, don't know as much about the African market, I mean, the American market, but how do you invest through Africa? So thank you so much for this remark. Anthony, the ball is yours. We're out of time.
Nice. Okay. So thank you so much, Shlomo, for your time. This was just to get us started with the basics and get us to understand why this is very important to our future. And so in the community, we'll be bringing you a lot more, content, to make this happen. So be on the lookout for it. Thank you so much, all of you, for showing up. Let's see. So what I'll say is, like we promised, all the information is going to be packaged and sent to you by email. You can scan the QR code here, which is our official account, and you can watch all the previous events on some really important topics. This is the WeChat group that we're in. So if you're not in the WeChat group yet, please scan that QR code and there. So like I said, we're going to get all that content over to you via email, and also some other courses that would lay the foundations to understanding all these things you need to know: risk, investment options, and all that comes with it. All you need to do is just register, and then you can access all those courses. In addition to that, by tomorrow, if you're in the WeChat group, we're going to put out a form to gauge interest in those who are interested in joining how to convert your passion into a profitable business or a side gig. This thing is really good, it's very important. And like Shlomo mentioned, the world of work has changed quite considerably, right? What we used to call a full-time job, shirt and tie, people are now TikTok influencers and they are earning bigger than bankers. So a lot has changed. We just have to embrace what really is within us, and we'll put out courses to make that happen. So when we put the forms out there, please, it's not binding on you. You just have to show interest that, okay, yeah, if I get a course like that, I'll be interested. And that should be it. And then we'll take it up from there. On that note, I think our next event will be coming very soon. We have a few announcements to make. We're always on the lookout for volunteers. If you're interested in digital marketing, content writing, or you want to learn it, or you want to learn about operations, organizing events, engaging the community, we always welcome volunteers. Zero experience, it's okay, you can come in. There are lots of trainers that you can do. We're also calling for mentors. So if you're in a community and you have something to contribute, feel free to join in as well. Those who have not registered yet, please let us know. We will provide those links for you to register and get your email into the system, and then we'll get all those materials over to you. And over time, we'll grow together. Thank you once again so much. The event is officially over, but we can stay around and chat a little bit. You want to ask extra questions, probably maybe the speaker would like to leave, but I'm always here. If you want to ask questions about what we do in the community, we're more than happy to.
I need to leave, unfortunately, but you can reach out afterwards.
Exactly. I understand you're very busy. So Shlomo, thank you so much for your time. We appreciate all that you've given to us.
Welcome, happy to.
And a wealth of information. Have a good day, and then we'll connect later behind the scenes.
Thank you.
Okay,
Thank you for inviting. Bye-bye.
You're welcome. Bye.